Guys, hope you are well and having a lovely day today. So today's video is about peace of mind in a spiritual awakening. So what I mean by peace of mind is when you start going into a spiritual awakening and your chakras start clearing, you end up finding a place that is absolutely complete peace of mind. Now, when I very first started meditating, I really did struggle of trying to switch off your mind. So I'm going to do a video. The next video will be about how I meditate. But this video is about what I found from meditation. And how I got there, really. So getting to a peace of mind meant that I had to go through like some form of a mind shut off, and it felt like it came from divine energy. At the time, it was almost as if it was if I connected with my higher self, and also as that is my twin flame's higher self. So it was almost as if somebody was able to absolutely read every single one of my thoughts, every single secret, every single thing that I knew, because you've got to imagine twin flames are actually one soul and one higher self. Now, what I didn't realise at the time is the lower self is not obviously privileged to all that information, but it is the higher self. But at the time, it felt like in spirit that the lower self was just getting all my information. And it absolutely sent me over the edge, because I was like, where is the data protection? All my secrets, everything that I've ever hidden from even myself, they know, and the higher self does know. And it was almost as if I can't even think, because what happens is the ego mind wants to send like the really horrific thoughts into your mind, which you don't want anyway, but you don't want them, especially if you think that something is tapped into your thoughts. And like I said, being a twin flame is one. So for me, it was very difficult, because I started going into the spiritual awakening. That meant an opening into my twin flame's higher self, where I could actually feel my twin flame's higher self. But that also meant that all my information, everything that I know, even when I was on the phone and I was reading out my bank details, I'm thinking, the higher self just knows my PIN codes, passwords, every single thing about me, that higher self knows. But you've got to remember that higher self in a twin flame is also yourself. So it's not there to harm you or cause you any harm at all. But this is what happened to me, like when it first started happening, because it was almost as if I felt like I was that monkey where you've got like the hands over the eyes and the ears, where you can't think, you can't hear, you can't speak, you don't want to do anything, because you just feel like somebody has just absolutely, completely invaded your privacy. And it is the higher self. And like I say, at the time, I didn't know that. I thought it was also the lower self. And it was like, all this information is private to me. You know, some of the information is information that has caused such emotion that I've blocked up, that I've hidden. And to know that being one and being a twin flame, it's one. So even though it's in two separate bodies, it's actually one higher self. It's one that comes together as one. But it merges together, and there is no secrets. So there is never no secrets from your twin flame, especially the twin flame higher self, because it is you and it is one. So that's what happened to me at the beginning. It absolutely sent me on a mental mind breakdown, is because knowing that something else has got access to all your information, data protection, I couldn't even think, you know, sometimes we have thoughts that mean absolutely nothing. Sometimes we have thoughts that somebody will say something and we don't agree with what they say, but we'll carry on and pretend that, not even pretend, just not have an opinion on it. But we've got an opinion in our mind, and we have an opinion inside our mind on absolutely everything. And a lot of things you will say inwards, but you will not say outwards. And knowing that the higher self was privy to my information, what goes on the inside, is what sent my mind into an absolute meltdown. So, like I say, I started, once I realised that had happened, that was the first thing that sent my mind racing. It absolutely sent it racing to another planet. It was like, somebody else knows my information, this is my things, how can it be connected to someone else, blah, blah, blah. And like I say, the thoughts that you have privately to yourself are your thoughts. But when you think that you're connected to someone else, they're not your thoughts anymore. The thoughts that are shared thoughts. So that is the one thing that first hit me in this spiritual awakening, was realising that I am one. I am one with my twin flame, and all my information is actually one. So it's all one. So yeah, so that sent me absolutely skyrocketing. And I started doing breathing techniques, relaxation techniques. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I couldn't even breathe properly. I was that much in a panic that I managed to start calming the situation down. So it was like, once your mind has gone into an absolute major overdrive, it then just becomes calm, because it's almost as if maybe that were just my ego just blowing out of my mind. Because it is an ego as well. So that's how I reached the first stage, which was complete peace of mind. That is how the divine just absolutely run through me. I were in total acceptance, because that's what you have to do. You have to be in acceptance of the things that happen to you in a spiritual awakening. So, and let go. So while I held on to it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, this cannot be happening, and my mind was racing, and I felt like my head was going to explode off my shoulders, then it got to the point of breathe, relax, accept, release. And that, in a spiritual awakening, is what you have got to do. You've got to accept it and then release it. And then once you do that, you realise that it's fine. It's not even important anymore. So now, my mind, when I go into meditation now, I'm just absolute complete peace of mind. I'm complete peace of mind all day, every day. I don't get angry. I look at other people who get angry and just think, what is the point of that? What are you doing? I'm just absolutely at peace of mind. And people say in this world you cannot have complete peace of mind. But in my mind, it's just complete peace and complete happiness. And that's because I actually found peace of mind. And Christ consciousness is allowed to flow through me. Christ energy is flowing through me. And I did the acceptance and the release. And that is what happens when you're in an awakening, because you've got to think your ego does not want to accept it, and it certainly doesn't want to release it. So it will put barriers up, walls up, it'll stop you, it'll try everything. But the quickest way to it, for me, I mean, I really enjoyed that Wim Hof breathing techniques. That really helped me. Because you have to find something. It's like I'd got a monkey mind that had absolutely gone into overdrive and started flying off my shoulders. It was that crazy. Because it is the most shocking, horrific thing that you could absolutely ever imagine to happen to you. Because you're always one, your secrets, your life, your being, and then all of a sudden you've got a twin flame, and then you get the feeling they can hear everything. They can hear everything I'm thinking. They know my thoughts. They know everything about me. And it is the higher self, like I say, and that's why a twin flame connects in spirit before it connects in person. But to know that somebody had got access to all my information was just, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So yeah, so that is how I found complete peace of mind. So does complete peace of mind exist in this world? Absolutely. And how do we find it? And that's by going through a spiritual awakening. And obviously it's still guided by Christ. It was Christ divine. But Christ will send your mind into a mass overdrive as well, to help you release that emotion. So once you release all that emotion, it's almost as if the end result is peace and love. And that's what you feel flowing through your body, is unconditional love and peace. So guys, having said that, please do like, please subscribe, please do leave comments, and I will catch you in another video. Take care for now. Bye.